WCW Monday Nitro number 227, also January 24th of the year 2000. Show opens with a memorial graphic for Bobby Duncombe Jr.,
Yep.
who was on the show as recently as August.
Yes.
Yeah. Kevin Nash arrives in a limo with his women, by which I mean Major Guns and April Hunter.
Nash, Steiner, Jarrett Hall, and numerous buxom women.
Each guy has his own limo.
Yeah.
And Scott Hall's woman on this evening was Victoria of WWE.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I thought it looked like her, but I didn't think it was her.
Lance actually pointed this out on Twitter.
Really? So it was her.
And she replied, this is her one episode.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
I thought, God damn, that looks just like Victoria.
It is Victoria.
Presumed it wasn't.
Kaz Hayashi versus Psychosis. So
there's a tournament.
So Oklahoma was the Cruiserweight champion.
Well, Medusa was the Cruiserweight champion.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma beat her.
Right.
Neither were... Well, one was a woman, one was a fat guy.
Not a Cruiserweight.
No, so...
Definitely a heavyweight.
They
just realized it was all stupid, and they said, fuck this. We're just going to start over. And they're doing a tournament for the now vacant Cruiserweight title.
Yeah, a tournament where we have no brackets.
No brackets.
We have no competitors.
We're only told there are 8 men.
There's 8 dudes. This is apparently 2 of them.
This is exactly 2 of them. Kaz Hayashi and Psychosis. Hoovie's out there. He's just being the juice.
Yes.
He's making fun of or stealing all of Rock's material. And these guys had a match for about 1 minute. It was hot, and then it faded fast. It's flat and lifeless.
This was not a very good match.
Nobody cares.
Psychosis and Kaz Hayashi. When it started, I was like, all right, new regime, 2 weeks in a row, opening with a hot match. I like it. But then, and this is not the regime's fault, the match did not click.
They did not have a good match.
Just a match.
No chemistry. Psychosis wins with a roll up out of nowhere.
There was a hilarious spot where Psychosis goes to whip him into the ropes, and Kaz just ran and leaped over the top rope and fell outside.
It felt like they had planned something that would have
It
Kaz.
felt like Hoovie was going to low bridge him.
That could
but
be
Hoovie's on the other side of the ring.
That's probably it.
So maybe Psychosis thought, I'll whip him in, and he'll duck something.
Yeah.
And on the way back, Hoovie, who's on this side, will low bridge him. And Hayashi got confused and just ran and low bridged himself.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It was ridiculous.
That makes as much sense as anything I can think of. The announcers run down the card for like 5 minutes. Terry Funk arrives at the building.
What are you doing, Rob? What's going on over there?
The damn draft just gave me the evil eye.
Yeah, Rob's all of a sudden...
You just noticed the giraffe?
Yes.
Now what are you doing?
I'm very busy doing my job, Vinny, so...
I'm not busy enough, not too busy to take a photo.
No, he all of a sudden looked over there and started taking selfies. I think he was taking pictures of me.
I know we joke about the thing being haunted. It hasn't moved all night. It's been there the whole time, and it'll be there at the end of the show.
Well, again,
That's not where it was when we started.
No, it has moved.
Yes.
Document this, Rob.
I will.
Document the travels of Giraffe as he gets closer and closer to you. Speaking of haunted things, the NWO is making fun of Terry Funk because he might be a vampire or a werewolf. Might need silver bullets to kill him. And they also announced that Jeff Jarrett has not been cleared. He will not be allowed to wrestle tonight.
Yeah, you got a concussion with that Snuka match.
Yeah.
That classic. Dude.
So they go to commercial, they come back, the NWO is watching a monitor, they're laughing at somebody walking around in his gear, and they say, let's put him in a hardcore match against Bam Bam Bigelow. I had no idea who they're talking about. I had no idea what was going on. They were told they were watching Terry Funk. We then get the Wall versus, in his debut on Nitro, Kid Romeo, who in this match is a small dude sent out there to die against the Giant.
Kid Romeo.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody cared about that guy. But you know what they loved? A giant man beating his ass.
They did.
They were so into the Wall.
Mm-hmm. So, as they're doing this match, where it's the Wall beating him up, we get a news flash from the announcers. Kevin Nash has put a $15,000 bounty on Terry Funk. This is how it's announced. As a passing comment during another match. Nash himself didn't even say anything about it.
Yeah, Nash is what is he, the commissioner?
He's the commissioner.
He's putting bounties on people.
He's on promos.
Where the
all
fuck is Bill Bush? All these guys in charge of Turner.
Who knows?
This is ridiculous.
Because Bill Bush put Funk in charge, but then Nash beat Funk for the commissionership, so Bill Bush can't fire Nash now? So this match, I found it fitting. This match aired the week that WWF Superstars went up on the network, because this is a WWF Superstars match. A big guy went up against a small guy, beat him up for 80% of it, hit his move, and won.
Yes.
It was a chokeslam finish.
So, am I out of my mind, or at the beginning of the show when they were plugging all the matches for tonight, including Nash versus Sid, if Sid can get through Jeff Jarrett, they also plugged Luger and Liz versus Booker and Midnight. I swear to God they promoted that match.
I will be honest. I started tuning these out during the Russo era because it was too long and made no sense anyway. I should pay more attention to the match lineups now.
Okay, somebody let me know on the board because I wrote it down. I couldn't figure it out. I could have sworn they announced a mixed tag.
Now this is relevant, though, to the next segment, which is Mean Gene interviewing Sid. Now,
okay, stop.
Okay.
Sid
Vicious, yes.
Sid is there to be interviewed by Gene. Okay? Mm-hmm. Sid is wearing a purple baseball cap.
Backwards.
All right? Don't get ahead of me, Vinny.
All right.
He's wearing a purple baseball cap. Uh-huh. I seem to recall he had no shirt on. I could be wrong. But, I mean, whatever he was wearing, whether he was wearing a shirt or not, the key is, whatever he was wearing, it was clear he's gigantic.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So he's standing there in a fucking purple baseball cap. He's got it turned around backwards. And the whole key to this is it's fucking tiny. It's like, imagine half the size of a yarmulke on the top of the guy's head. Like, I thought there was going to be a propeller on the top of this thing. What in the fuck was he wearing?
A small hat.
He looked like the biggest geek in this fucking hat. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. When Kurt Angle and Steve Austin put on those tiny cowboy hats, they looked like fucking cowboys compared to this guy with his fucking tiny baseball cap on. And he's cutting this promo. He says, Gene says, do you know what the roadblock is going to be tonight? Because he's supposed to face Jarrett first, and Jarrett's out. It's a mystery guy. Sid says, I'm going to be the roadblock. I am like a monster truck out of control. He's fucking cutting a serious-ass fucking promo.
He's doing the Sid whisper.
The Sid whisper.
I'm a monster truck out of control.
I got one mission, to become the WCW. He's fucking wearing this hat! Who okayed this?
I don't know what to tell you.
Was this Russo's final request before he left? Just once. Sid's got to wear that purple hat during a promo. Fuck, this was bad.
So,
he vows to veto Nash's power and possibly his career. You know, veto his career?
apparently. So, as I talked about a minute ago, I did not pay attention when they ran on the card at the beginning. So I didn't know what the main event of the show was. And I'm watching this here trying to figure out what the hell is going on. So it's...
Oh, Vinny.
So it's Sid versus Nash for the title, except there's a roadblock, but we don't know who the roadblock is, and there's no mention of what happens. It's later explained, kind of, what happens if Sid loses the roadblock match. We'll get to that.
This is your fault. Not
sure.
their fault.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
There's a bunch of stuff you missed because you didn't know that the matches were Nash versus Sid if Sid can get through Jeff. Now, by the way, what that means, apparently, is if Sid can't get through the roadblock, Nash is the champion.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to that.
That's important, Vinny.
Oh, yes. Yes. What else? So I will say this. It is my fault. They did explain at the beginning, and I was not paying attention. I had tuned out of that part. But when you bring on a TV show, especially when you're having a ratings war with another wrestling show on Monday Night TV, you should anticipate people turning the channel and make sure they're clued into whatever you're talking about. That's a good thing to do. So I was baffled here, and I suspect I may not have been the only one. Arn Anderson tells Bam Bigelow they all need to stick together and stand up to Nash. Bam Bam says for $15,000 he'd wrestle his own mother.
All right, so this one was my fault because I didn't hear about the bounty. I couldn't figure out what fucking Bam Bam's talking about with $15,000. So it's a bounty. Now, I'll make this quick. All right? I don't want to talk about $15,000 not being a lot of money. I'm a man of the people. If you heard Observer Radio last night, the truck drivers, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Nigel McGuinness couldn't raise $8,000, all right? But this is World Championship Wrestling owned by Turner, and this is Bam Bam fucking Bigelow, okay? Can we pretend he's rich? He's out for $15,000. Bam Bam says, I'd wrestle my own mother, okay? I've had periods of my life where I was really fucking dirt poor. I'm not wrestling my goddamn mother for $15,000. That's what this guy's telling me here. Dude.
Maybe Bam Bam Bigelow's mother's a terrible woman.
Vinny.
I don't know.
Mothers are beautiful people.
Just suggesting.
I'm a man of the mothers, too.
Good to hear. So the Scots, Steiner and Hall, are hanging in their locker room. Now, I assume, I'll tell you what I think happened here and then tell you what the results are. I assume this was like the 9th take, and Scott Hall was sick of this. So Steiner's women say to him they want to see some blood and guts. And Steiner turns to Hall and asks what they should do to offer some blood and guts. And Scott Hall says in this voice, "There's 3 cats in the hall looking for an opportunity. What do you think?"
I think he was trying to get himself fired.
That's possible too.
Yes.
So they bring in the 3 cats from the hall, which is Al Green, Christopher Daniels.
Yep, with hair.
And some other guy.
Mikey Henderson.
Oh, okay.
Who I saw had a match with Christopher Daniels. It was awesome. Right around this period.
Yeah. Hall asks who wants an opportunity. Al Green volunteers first, and so he gets it. 3 count come out. They're ready to dance, but they don't get to because Norman Smiley's music plays instead. So it's Norman Smiley versus Shannon Moore.
Anyone notice, by the way, that one of the 3 cats was the dog?
Was Al Green the dog?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. How about that?
Yeah, how about that?
So we have Bobby Heenan making jokes about the Rams moving to St. Louis.
Fuck all that. This match was great, okay? Norman Smiley has been nothing but a comedy, hardcore geek who we watch and can't figure out how he got a job as a trainer in WWE, okay? This match tells you why. Because he was really good. He just never had the opportunity. He worked Mexico as Black Magic.
Yes.
Him and Shannon Moore go in there and they did a bunch of fucking lucha. It was great. And they had their little finish. Norman submitted him. I loved this match.
It was basically 1 man on 3. The 3 count was interfering right and left. Norman's fighting them all off. At one point, the referee counted a pin on the floor. Fortunately, the wrestlers got up. And then Norman wins with a crossface chicken wing. And 3 count's reaction to this is they throw their green dots in the ring. They want to go dance, but Shannon can't even stand. So they're trying to get him manhandle him onto his dot so he can get up and dance, but he ran out of time. The NWO gives Al Green a pep talk. Nash wants to know which Harris is going to work against Sid.
Yeah, and Nash has no idea which Harris is which, and so Jarrett explains, well, that's Heavy D and that's Ronnie. Oh. That solves that problem.
I guess so.
No, I still have no idea which is which. That didn't help, Jeff. That's my point.
The NWO is watching Al's match in the locker room, and it is Al Green versus Tank Abbott.
Hey, Tank was getting over.
Tank is awesome.
They popped for him when he came out. He killed the guy.
His knockout punch looks killer.
Yeah.
I don't think it was. I think it looks killer.
If they had given him the opportunity to work house show matches and train on the side, he had a lot of potential.
Yeah.
But they fuck it up.
Yeah.
I know you're surprised.
Al Green, by the way, looked like a bigger version of Taz.
Yeah.
He had the same haircut, just dyed blonde.
And then in the crowd, there's Big Al. Tenay says, Big Al used to watch Tank's back in his UFC days. So Bobby Heenan gets out of his commentator booth and he runs over to interview Big Al. And Al says, Tank and I have a long history. We rode a lot of hard miles together. This makes me sick to my stomach. He's a sellout. Bobby says, tell me more. Al just sits down. That's it. That's the debut.
Big Al.
The infamous debut of Big Al, who will have an infamous moment coming up, I believe, at the next pay-per-view.
I believe so. Bobby Heenan, by the way, hammered.
Since we're not going to review that pay-per-view, I'll just tell you what happens. Tank and Big Al have a match, and they just go into business for themselves, and they do a spot where Al pulls a fucking knife on Tank Abbott. Or maybe it's the other way around.
It's the other way around.
Yeah.
It's after the match.
Jesus fuck.
Tank wins and then holds a knife to Al's throat, and they frantically cut away, just in case one of them actually killed the other.
Oh,
with a knife.
God. Guess who's back?
The cat comes out.
Shat's here.
The cat comes out. He threatens the fans. He dances, and he leaves.
Yes. Ah, the glory days of Nitro have returned. Shat is back.
The NWO wishes Al Green well as he's loaded into an ambulance, and there were audio issues here, so we couldn't hear them. But apparently Scott Steiner said something really funny because Scott Hall cracked up. Bam Bam Bigelow is walking. And then Terry Funk is walking, but Bam Bam ambushes him with a chair and the match starts.
God, Bam Bam beat the shit out of Terry Funk. Thankfully, he whacked him in the shoulder with the chair 85 times and not in the head.
Yes.
But God, this guy's old, and Bigelow just beat the shit out of him and almost killed him. But he never actually hits him in the head, okay?
No.
Until the very end. This is the idea they came up with. Finley and Knobs come out. Bam Bam lays them out. Bam Bam goes up top. Bam Bam is going to do a diving headbutt onto Terry Funk. Okay? He's going to do a diving headbutt onto Funk. So Knobs takes a chair. Knobs throws a chair. It lands on Funk's face. Bam Bam comes off the top, headbutts the chair into Funk's face. Funk grabs at his fucking face because he got hit with a chair twice. And then they throw his ass on top and he gets the pin. Because Bam Bam headbutting a chair into Funk's head hurt Bam Bam more than Funk.
Yes. That all happened.
Trying to kill this guy?
That all happened. You didn't even mention the part where Bam Bam put a rope around Terry Funk's neck.
Oh, yeah, and dragged
him around the arena.
Yeah.
Which they actually did. It was not like it worked dragging.
No, he dragged him.
Pulled around the arena by his neck. The Harrises go for a walk. Sid goes for a walk.
Funk, by the way, has vowed reinforcements to take out the NWO on
Thunder.
Yeah. Dead man walking,
yes,
he
he did
screams.
that promo, that's right. We have Sid versus A. Harris. The announcers didn't know which one.
Okay, I got to talk about this because this is the big thing here. Sid plays babyface in peril against two Harris brothers.
They're both cheating, yeah.
Can you fucking imagine? Watch this, everybody. Sid selling for two Harrises. Harris puts him in a fucking chinlock forever. Sid makes a comeback into chokeslam. The Harrises play the Bella Twins.
Yep.
They do twin magic.
Killer Bees, yep.
New Harris makes a comeback. Sid boots him, power bombs him. He gets the pin. He pinned the wrong Harris.
He did.
Okay. That's problem number one. Number two, we don't see this, okay? They go to break. During the break, the referee rules, Sid, you pinned the wrong Harris. This match must continue. Sid says, fuck you, and he walks out.
Oh, really?
The ref counts him out and awards the win to the Harris brother.
Okay.
Which should mean that Kevin Nash is the champion.
Yeah.
None of this airs on television.
No.
I don't know why they did it. Like, maybe they follow up with this on Thunder. I just remember this storyline that they're doing with Sid and Nash over the World Championship is horribly convoluted.
Well,
so maybe next week we'll find out what actually happened.
during this match, as I'm watching Sid wrestle a Harris, the announcers are saying that if the Harris wins, then Kevin Nash by default will be the new world title.
Yeah.
New world champion.
So he should be now.
So as they're saying this, it occurs to me, if you're Kevin Nash and you're the commissioner and you can book whatever matches you want, why don't you just make yourself the champion right now? Why even give Sid a chance?
Apparently the championship committee said
Now, on top of all that, as the Harris has Sid in a chinlock, he looks into the camera and starts shouting about how he's going to be the champion. Does anyone know what's going on?
no!
Does it have to be this complicated?
Yes.
You can't just have matches where the winners advance and get title shots.
Hey, largely they did that, except for this one here.
Jesus. So, I'm going to pretend everything you said happened during the commercial didn't happen.
Yes, please.
Sid pinned a Harris.
Yes.
It was, in fact, the wrong Harris, but
Yes.
A, they were switching back and forth so often that you couldn't tell anyway. B, the other Harris was also beat. And C, they were cheating, so it's poetic justice.
Yes.
So, Lord knows I've seen stupider finishes on the show than Sid pinning the wrong Harris to win. Kidman versus Vampiro.
David Arquette and Courtney Cox in the front row.
Yep.
It's fucking 2000 WCW, dude.
It really is. And it occurred to me here, it's only January.
Yes.
He's going to be around for months.
Heenan is drunk.
My God, Bobby
wolfing
Heenan.
all over Tori.
I honestly... And think about how many shows we've watched with drunken wrestlers, drunken comedy. Nitro, especially. Remember the whole show when the NWO was sloshed and Bischoff looked like he was going to be sick? I can't believe they left Bobby on the air on this one.
Oh, they did?
They put Tori on screen and he can just go, She's beautiful.
She's so beautiful.
Guys, she's so beautiful.
She's so hot. I mean, she was.
Just gorgeous. So, they're doing stuff in this match. Nobody cares. Stuff gets fucked up. There were irritating sound issues throughout this entire show, by the way. There's whistles and pops and hisses. All kinds of crap. And then Kidman hits a very scary Hurricane Run off the middle rope for the win. Looked like Vampiro was going for a spine buster or something. And
this was all right, but it was just too many moves. Just a collection of moves and kickouts forever.
it's an example of why is this happening?
Yes.
They're like a stake. They're both good guys. It didn't make any sense, and it was there.
So Arn's on the phone next. Okay? This is what we get out of this. We don't know who he's on the phone with, but here are the clues. He says, "Put your pants back on, champ. Are you going to be here on Thunder?" "All right. Done deal," says Arn. They spend the whole show trying to figure out which legendary champion Arn told to put his pants back on and called the champ.
Don't forget where he said it's time for somebody else to eat some dust.
Yes.
Because last time we saw Ric Flair,
Maybe Bruno Sammartino.
he was buried, yes.
Maybe Bob Backlund.
Sure.
One of the Briscoe brothers. Who could this be?
Kevin Nash is getting a massage.
Yep, says I'm not taking this lightly.
Jarrett is worried. They're playing with the Harris's backfire. Now Nash has to wrestle. Nash assures him everything's in the bag. It's all part of the plan. Gene attempts to interview Vampiro. We hear nothing.
Yep.
They give up.
Yep.
Tony calls this, quote, one of them technical difficulties that we announcers got to cover up for.
Paisley walked in during this segment, looked at the screen and said, "That's Daddy doing gymnastics."
Vampiro?
Either that or Gene. I hope Vamp.
God, I hope Vamp.
Yes.
Lex Luger versus Booker T. We have Lex doing a promo. It says, every day Sting is absent. I am growing stronger in his weakness. Asks us.
He says, he's making fun of everybody else's bodies. Bodybuilders have off season. Other wrestlers, their bodies change.
Yeah.
I have looked the same way. I've looked unbelievable for 14 years.
Yes.
No off season. I have 4% body fat, he says, quote, unheard of in modern day physiology.
Yes.
I laughed so hard. And he dropped Hulk Hogan's name.
Yes. Everyone thinks he's going to end with Sting's name, and he drops Hulk Hogan instead, and they're all very surprised. So it's Lex and Booker T. I know we see it every week. We're watching Lex deteriorate before our eyes. He either can't or won't bump anymore. He's putting his hands down to break his fall every single time. The match is boring. The announcers are just talking about if Flair will be there. So there's a pinfall, but Liz takes the ref. Midnight, who is not in fact in a mixed tag with Booker against Liz and Lex. Midnight comes out and confronts her, but then Stevie Ray takes the ref. Big T hits the slapjack, and Lex deadlifts Book into the torture rack for the win.
Yeah.
The lights go out. Sting's music plays. They cut to the camera, or cut to the entrance ramp, and there's like the smoke and the super bright light, and we're supposed to think it's Sting's silhouette holding a bat up in the smoke. It's not Sting. I don't know who this was. Sting has never had a haircut this bad. Think about that.
That's hard to believe, actually.
I promise you. Yeah. And then it just stops, and Sting's gone, and Lex is weirded out. Gene interviews Vampiro again.
Fuck, the first thing he says is, if I didn't know better, I'd say that WWF might have sabotaged my microphone. I believe that was yet another lawsuit that was filed immediately thereafter.
Excellent. That's fantastic. I didn't know that. He also said something like, I apologize for the technical difficulties we had later on.
Yes.
He's time traveling now.
Yes.
So Vampiro, I talked about how weird it is. He's such a weird babyface. It's effective. It's working, but it's something weird about him as a babyface. Here he is.
Humble. Quiet.
Humble was the word he used.
This is why Paisley thought it was me.
I guess so.
Yes.
He's humbled by being here for the greatest company in the world.
Yes.
He respects Billy Kidman. He'd like another chance at him. He hopes he'll get that rematch at Thunder.
Me too.
Boy Scout Vampiro.
Yes.
Going for a merit badge here.
Well, you know, when you get rid of those crazy clowns.
No clowns, no misfits.
Yeah, the
all that's left, I guess, is to be the nicest, friendliest, most down-to-earth vampire you ever saw. The Mamalukes.
Who are the tag team champions.
Yeah, what did that happen?
Fuck if I know. They just came out with the belts on.
And they have a name. I've just been calling them the Italians for months. Now they are the Mamalukes.
They're the Mamalukes versus Finley and Brian Knobs, who I totally forgotten they ever teamed up together.
They are the Hardcore Soldiers, is their name.
What the fuck?
Now, earlier, Brian, when we started, you said there was nothing great or nothing horrible in either of these shows. You were mistaken. This segment was horrible. Mostly due to the commentary team of David, Flair, Daphne, and Crowbar.
See, we're on different pages, dude.
Okay.
Crowbar was awesome.
Crowbar was kind of funny.
Crowbar was better than anybody on the main roster today. David and Daphne just giggling incessantly sucked.
Yeah.
But then Stacy Keibler comes out to watch, and David is in heat. And he gets up on the table, and he starts dancing.
He did dance for Miss Hancock.
He's dancing for Miss Hancock. It was the greatest thing he ever did, aside from getting beaten by Chris Benoit. This was the highlight of his career. Then Daphne chased her to the back, and I don't remember who won. Who cares? I think, obviously, the Mamalukes won. I'd given up by then.
I'm going to read my notes here for this one. Bear with me. Mamalukes versus hardcore Soldiers with David Flair and Crowbar doing commentary. They're very irritating. S&P out to watch. They leave. Miss Hancock strolls down to the commentary desk. Disco flirts with her. We're missing half the match. David dances for Hancock, so Daphne screams and stalks after her. David follows. Johnny pins Knobs after a belt shot. Wait, that's not the finish. Everyone brawls everywhere. Knobs throws a chair at Finley, and Vito hits an implant DDT for the win. This was unbelievably awful.
Well, let me read my notes for this next unbelievably awful promo by Kevin Nash.
It wasn't very good.
He says, it's another one of his comedy routines, except it's totally not funny. He says, tonight, Sid will face me for the vacant title. Since both of us used the power bomb, and it's so gosh darn dangerous, and he winks at the camera, I'm banning the power bomb. If Sid used the power bomb tonight, he will forfeit the match, and I will be the champion. I have sent a team to Vegas, the girls, the ice-cold beverages, to meet myself, the commissioner, for one humdinger of a title party to follow tonight's activities. I was like, you're making a fucking mockery of this sport. Do you realize that? You're turning this into a giant fucking joke. This is about the world title. Are you fucking crazy? You think this is good? This sucked. Then they had a match.
This also sucked.
The first fucking spot in the main event. The main event is Nash versus Sid for the World Championship. The very first spot is God is my witness. They fucked up a body slam.
Yep.
They can't figure out how to body slam each other.
I actually remember this happening.
I do too.
I thought it was on a pay-per-view. I don't know if it's better or worse that it's not.
It probably happened on a pay-per-view as well.
It may have happened more than once. Basically, they locked up, and then both guys went for the slam.
Yep.
I don't know who called it, but he should have been more clear.
Yeah.
I'll slam you.
They locked up, and someone just said slam.
And they both went for it.
They both tried to slam each other. They're both grabbing each other's
junk
crotch. Then finally, one of them I don't even remember who slammed who.
Doesn't matter.
Who won this test of strength?
Yeah.
Long ass sleeper.
I forget if it was this match or the Harris one, but it must have been this one. Nash gets a sleeper. They're too lazy to even go to the ground with it. They just stay on their feet the whole time. The ref drops Sid's arm once. He drops Sid's arm twice. He raises it a third time, and Sid's arm drops, but it knocks the other one up into the air.
Let's talk about the finish.
The ref gets bumped.
Ref goes down, and Jarrett comes out with a guitar, okay? Jeff, here's the finish, everyone. I'm not making this up.
This is what happened.
Jeff hits Nash with the guitar.
Sid hits Nash with the guitar.
Sid gets a guitar. He hits Nash. Nash goes down, okay? Mm-hmm. Sid, the story is, Sid is now going to pretend that he got hit.
He plays possum.
Mm-hmm. So the ref is going to wake up, think that Sid has been hit by the guitar. Sid will then crawl over, cover Nash, and get the pin. All right? Mm-hmm. Nash is covered in guitar. There's wires on him. The fucking strings.
Yeah.
The neck. Like, he is covered in guitar debris. Sid starts selling. There ain't a piece of wood within 5 feet of him. The ref looks up and he's like, huh? What happened? And Sid crawls over as the announcers tell us, this man is brilliant. He crawls over and he puts a fucking hand on Nash, and the ref counts the pin and awards the world championship to Big Sid
Sid Vicious.
as the champion in 2000.
In the year 2000. So
He was the Millennium Man.
he was the Millennium Man, in fact. So the story is, I'm not making this up, Kevin Nash was outsmarted by the big stupid dummy,
Yes,
Sid.
it's exactly what happened.
That was
here.
Sid's nickname from Bret Hart.
Yep.
The big stupid dummy.
Well, he's a babyface now, and babyfaces in this company
Are not stupid.
dumb.
Are not stupid
Think
dummies.
about that.
Yes.
Even WCW knew that.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant strategist.
He's the ring general. Cerebral, well, not assassin.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
He's no ring general. All right, are you ready? Hopefully you can figure this out now that you've learned some news about this show.
I think so. The finishes on this show were clean pin, clean submission, ref stoppage via knockout, pin after interference in a hardcore match, pin despite tons of interference, clean pin after interference, pin after tons of interference by both sides, and pin after weapon shot.
There you go, everybody. Hey, if you want to check out this video, video.f4wonline.com. It's always a lot of fun to watch these shows on video. Video.f4wonline.com. And at some point soon, I presume there will be G-Raf shirts. I don't even know. Submitted it on Friday. They say 24 to 48 hours. It's Wednesday now.
Well, in the meantime, everyone, while the money's burning a hole in your pocket...
Hold on a second. I'm not done yet, Vinny. So this shirt should be up soon.
Okay.
Everybody seems to be thinking there's like a copyright issue or something like that. I don't think... I've heard nothing. They're just taking forever. And yesterday I thought, I'll just shut up about it and it'll be up Tuesday. Well, it's now Wednesday. So I'm just going to shut up about it, and I hope that when I wake up in the morning, it's up there.
Okay.
But yes, Vinny, in the meantime, what else can you buy?
You can go to ProWrestlingTees.com, get your own Shoot Battle Royal winner t-shirts. Available right now. Very stylish.
I need to work on your plugs.
I'm not good at it. I've gotten better.
Start like this, Vinny.
All right.
Go to our site, f4wonline.com/shirts.
See, there's that.
Yes. So start with that.
Okay.
Go for it. Then plug it.
Now you can get your stylish Shoot Battle Royal winner t-shirt. Impress the ladies.
Where at?
f4wonline.com/shirts.
Thank you, Vinny.
We said keep going. I thought you meant from there.
No, I meant actually get that part out.
me start over.
What if I edit it? I mean, I won't, but what if?
Fair enough.
All right,
f4wonline.com/shirts.
F4W
I'll put that on my Raw notes.
Hey,
Where it
that's a
says
good
do
one.
Raw first.
That's right. Shoot Battle Royal winner.
Yes.
Did that win? Was that number one in the best of 2018? I feel like it was. Was it?
I don't.
Yeah, that won the best of 2018, Vinny. That story.
Excellent.
Because it was the best story I heard in 2018.